Yo, what is up, guys? Oscar here with the new video, and this is gonna be discussing my Washington versus New York Football Giants post-game reaction and analysis. I didn't do a pre-game just because I didn't really feel like it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There was no reason. Washington really had nothing to play for aside from pride. I wasn't gonna give the keys to the game because, well, it was the last. Really, Washington, nothing to play for. So. Let's talk about this game. Washington wins 22-7, actually. So they, first and foremost, Joe Judge. What was that? I couldn't catch what you said. We're a clown organization. Okay, Mr. 4-13, Mr. 4-13. Let me see, Mr. Doesn't have a good quality backup. What else? Mr. I cry after the Eagles last year intentionally tanked the game away, go 6-10. Okay, whatever. And we're the clown show. Whatever. Us, you pointing out that, we get into fist fights. Okay. You do you, man. You do you. We'll see who's still employed after tomorrow. So, Washington wins it 22-7. Sorry, I had to do that. I need some fun. But big win, Washington. First time that they sweep the Giants in 10 years. I want to say, yeah, I think it's been 10 years or 11 years or something like that. I think the last time Washington swept the Giants won the Super Bowl. So, yeah, that's been 11 years. Whew, that was so long ago. So, Washington get back-to-back win over the Giants. So, good for them. Washington finishes the season 2-4 in the division. They get third place. I'm not going to get into what ifs and stuff like that. What if they did this last week against Philly? What if they did that, against Philly the couple of times, because who knows, who knows, but, it's a good, good way to close out the season, accentuate the positive, I guess, if you're a Washington fan. Let's run some stats here, and I'll talk about some good and some bad as well. Let's get into some stats. Antonio Gibson, 1,000 yards rusher, this year. So Washington gets their first 1,000-yard rusher for the first time since Adrian Peterson in 2018. So congratulations to Antonio Gibson. You give Washington their first 1,000-yard rusher since Adrian Peterson almost 4 years, just about 4 years ago. So good job for him. Terry McLaurin gets 1,000 yards receiving back-to-back years. That's good to see. Bobby McCain gets 2 interceptions today, so that's good. Taylor Heinicke did not turn the football over. Made some boneheaded throws though. And I was right on the Giants for not having a good backup solution. Washington doesn't have has a starting quarterback situation, but they don't have a backup. If Taylor Heinicke wants to stay, if the Washington organization want Taylor Heinicke to stay, I would keep him because he's a solid backup. Played 16, basically the entire 17-game season because Ryan Fitzpatrick got hurt in the first quarter, back in week 1. So basically led the team to, in starts, 6-10 record, but finished off the season 7-10. So, Taylor Heinicke is a quality backup. Washington needs to look and hunt for that franchise quarterback at this point. More on off-season talk in later videos. But, made some quality passes, scrambled when he needs to, held on. The sacks that he had, though, just, were unnecessary. He just kept on holding the ball too long on certain drives, got sacks. gave up sacks and stuff like that. So it is what it is. What else? Jarrett Patterson played very well today, with the run. Jonathan Williams played very well, running the football. Aside from that, I really don't see... Oh, the one bad pass that was almost intercepted, but also Taylor Heinicke did have a ball where he threw it to Cam Sims. It was a catchable ball. Cam Sims, you gotta catch that. It was catchable, and it was high, but you were tall enough. You could have extended and made the catch, but it just slipped through your hands. Joey Sly made all of his kicks, so good for him. I want to say he went 3 for 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 3 for 3, something like that. Or let me see. 1, 2, yeah, 3. Yeah, he went 3 for 3. So I'm good with that. What other Bobby McCain with interceptions. Jonathan Allen. Tim Settle with that strip sack. The refs were trying to give Jake Fromm an incomplete pass, but after further review, they gave the fumble. Tim Settle comes away with the fumble recovery. Matt Ioannidis, I think, stripped it. Let me see. Jamie Smith-Williams had a couple of big plays. Jamin Davis, oh my God. Jamin Davis finally made something worth of note that I saw on my TV. Stopping the run on a 4th and short. It was a handoff to a no-name guy of the Giants, and then Jamin Davis just sticked him, slapped him down. He was like, you ain't going nowhere, kid. So, happy to see Jamin Davis finally. Jamin Davis played very well today, so I'm happy to see that, coming into play. Let me see. Jeremy Reeves did give up that long touchdown, or that, I think it was either the long touchdown or a long pass that led to the touchdown, where he had Kenny Galladay locked up, and he just gave up the touchdown, or whoever it was, Darius Slayton, or what's this guy's name? Kenny Galladay, whoever it was, but he did, give up that big play. But Bobby McCain, like I said, played very well. Free safeties are something to be concerned or discussed on the offseason, because DeSazier Everett, with things that are going on with him, right now, with the ongoing investigation of his, the car accident or whatever, it is what it is. And I'm not going to be talking about his personal life, but, he did get into a car accident. What else? What else did I, catch? Really, the play calling was okay. Washington 3rd down conversions, not the best. They were horrible on 3rd downs. The defense stepped up on 3rd downs, but the offense was just god awful. So they really got to fix that in the offense. They got to figure something out. Washington need to find a solid number 2 wide receiver. Curtis Samuel, I don't know if he's the guy or not, but Washington, just in case, needs to fish someone out in the draft or even in the in free agency. Maybe bring in, this will be a gamble, but bring in maybe a Juju Smith-Schuster, Chris Godwin, guys like that, who could be solid number 2s, a good complement to Terry McLaurin. Because, Cam Sims, has had solid performances this game. Who else? DeAndre Carter. Please resign DeAndre Carter. Please resign him. He's been a baller. He was a baller this entire, guys that Washington have brought in, on cheap deals have been surprising. DeAndre Carter. Who else? Bobby McCain, cheap deal. Charles Leno, who recently got an extension, very surprising. Who else? Who's been brought on cheap deals? J.D. McKissick, hopefully he gets re-signed. His absence was missed, was shown throughout throughout the games that he missed towards the end of the season. Let me see who else. I think those are the main guys, but cheap deal guys have been surprising, and I want Washington to re-sign those guys like DeAndre Carter, Cam Sims, those guys. They need to be re-signed. Adam Humphries is the one exception that I wouldn't want to re-sign because he really did next to nothing this year. But aside from that, aside from him, maybe, Washington need to find solutions. But let me see. What other, Jack Del Rio, solid defensive play calling today. Scott Turner, okay, whatever. I'm not going to be talking about the play calling because it was actually pretty decent today. Because Washington basically ran the football all game, and had a few passes here, a few passes there. So, offensive line, like I said, played okay, but just gave up sacks. But I don't know, maybe those were Taylor Heineke's fault for holding on to the ball too long. So, yeah. So I think that will be it, guys. Let me know what you all thought. What y'all thoughts are on this game. Like I said, Washington end the season, the regular season, on a positive note with a win over the Giants. They sweep the Giants for the first time in over 10 years, over a decade, by the score 22-7. But alrighty, guys, that'll do it for this recap and video. I do want to remind you all that I will be doing a live stream with my guy, Jason Alamio, J Sports. We'll be live streaming the Raiders game, and we'll be previewing, playoffs and stuff like that, heading into next week, so wild card weekend. So make sure you guys tune in. Until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.